In this video tutorial, we will be teaching you how to use the Lengthen command. So if you open up your Student Edit Commands worksheet drawing, make sure the student layer is broadcasting, and then zoom into the lengthen areas, and we'll start with this one right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type in lengthen. And we have some options. We have delta, percentage, total, dynamic. And so here we're going to use the total option. So I'm going to go down and click on total. And right here it says we want it to a length of 2. If we look inside our chevrons, 2 is already there, so we can just hit enter, because anything inside the chevrons is what it will default to if you hit enter. So I'm going to type enter, or hit enter. And then, as you notice, whichever end I click on, that's the end it's going to change. So as you can see, our line is longer than 2. So by typing in the 2 in our lengthen command, it's going to shorten it to 2 inches based on the side we click. So I'll click right here. I'm going to hit enter. Spacebar brings me back into the lengthen command. And remember, we're using the total option right now. So I'm going to click on total again, and now I'm going to type in 2.5, because this line we want to make 2.5. Now as you can see, the line is actually shorter than 2.5, so it gets longer, and depending on what end I click on, that's the end it's going to increase. So I'll just click on that end. Okay, I'm going to hit enter. Spacebar brings me back in. I'm going to go back to total, and this time the length is 1. So we look at zoom into it, you can see that's a dramatic change. You can see it's going to shorten it to 1 based on the side I click on. So I'm going to click on that side and shorten it to 1. And then hit enter, and spacebar brings me back in, go to total, and our last one here is 3. So as you can see, this line is shorter than 3, and based on the side I click on, it will make it longer to 3 inches. Hit enter. Spacebar brings me back into the lengthen command, but this next one here says we're going to use the delta option, and we're going to change the arc by 20 degrees. So I'm going to go to my delta option, and then I'm going to go to arc option. 20 is already there, so I'm just going to hit enter, and then based on which end I click on, it lengthens my arc by 20 degrees. Hit enter. We have our last lengthen down here, and I'm going to hit the space bar to go back into the lengthen command, and we're going to use the delta option. So I click on delta, and it wants to lengthen it by 1.5. Well, 1.5 is already in our parentheses, so I'll just hit enter. Then I'm going to click on each one of these lines, which will lengthen them. Hit enter to get out of the lengthen command. It says it wants us to close it, so I'm going to go down here. I'm going to turn my endpoint on. Endpoint, turn my ortho off, and there it is, it's closed. The last one, type lengthen, and it says we're going to lengthen by 50%, so it's the percent option. So I'm going to go percent. 150 is already down there, so I'll just hit enter. I'm going to click on this one and hit enter. So it's lengthened. But then it says it wants us to mirror the left side, so we'll go up to the mirror command. The mirror command says select objects, so I'll select my objects, hit enter to tell it I'm done selecting objects. Then it says specify first point of mirror line. Here's my first point. Then it says second point. Here's my second point. So I've now created, hit enter, I've now created that object. And that is how to use lengthen.